Shalom, shalom, shalom Bawakar, Kal Halalimla, Abanoa Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Chodash, Salakia there. Kal Halalimla, Abanoa Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Chodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,000. A lot of changes are taking place on this planet Earth as we speak. Okay, a lot of people's bread and butter are going to be affected. Okay, especially those that use these specific tools for wickedness. Okay, especially the woman. All right, the scriptures say that she'll be. Let me get the scripture out before I say it. I might quote it wrong. Maya of the street, King James Version. Hey man, don't know what's going on now, but usually when I use the voice command, it usually comes out correct. Now all of a sudden it's going to like, all right. Okay. Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as a mire of the streets. Mire is swampy, boggy ground. Because, excuse me, a lot of these women have been living wickedly. They've got Big Daddy Esau to provide them with goods and services. And those goods and services are specifically provided, especially in America. And also that trickles down here to the UK, which is a sister of America, where the Israelite woman, the most visible, of course, is a Judite woman, the so-called black woman. And over here will be Benjamin, right? As well as the Judite tribes from Nigeria, okay? They emphasize a lot on them because Esau is carnal. There's Israelite foreigners everywhere, but they're going to focus on the ones that are visible. And these goodies trickle down to them, where, especially in America, where the man, to keep the man out of the household and the man out of the lives of his own seed, his children, the women are rewarded, hence rewarded for wickedness. It's the same way as Jake, who sells his ass, his backside, right? He becomes a flip-flop, a momo. Why? Because he sells his ass and does wickedness and wicked deeds to acquire Big Daddy Esau, the so-called white man's goodies, which is the so-called riches of this world, which is a consolation prize. Okay? The same way the so-called black woman does that. And the rest of the tribes follow suit, okay? Because the Judite woman is the most influential, the same as a Judite man. And if you look at most of the tribes, they pretty much act like the Judite woman. Even the Israelite foreigner women, speaking from experience, act the same way as a Judite woman because they're Jake at the end of the day. All right? But these curses are coming on Esau. All right? But then again, with TikTok, as Elder Malcolm would say of GMS Chicago, who's a very great teacher in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yeshai, first our apostles on down, then the rest of the elders and prophets. I urge you to subscribe to GMS Maccabean Spirit and GMS Maccabean Spirit Bar, and also GMS Chicago and all the great Millstone channels, who strike a rapport with you, but they're all excellent teachers from our apostles on down. GMS Street Ministry is one of the Apostles channel. I urge you to subscribe and learn and be edified, man. Right? Yeah. So TikTok, where a lot of our teachers, prophets get, fuel. What's the word? Get fuel in terms of to make lessons, so to speak. Right? They go on there. They find some bugged out character, whatever, or bugged out woman trying to teach lessons, or some crazy Jake, trying to say that, they're God or whatever, which is true to a certain degree, because we are gods, but we're in wicked flesh right now, and we've been brought down. And they're saying that they don't need the Most High, and Esau talking shit, saying that they know the Bible and everyone's included, blah, blah, blah. The Esau's get, our teachers get a lot of ammunition to make lessons, right? And TikTok is also a very influential platform where a lot of our teachers do post lessons to wake up um, the rest of the elect, and the elect are waking up. Even if Esau, the so-called white man, shuts down TikTok, that doesn't mean nothing. All it means that that the elect is more than likely sealed. And our elder apostle Tahar in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai said that the elect is sealed. All right. Hence the reason the elect are gravitating towards the truth in huge numbers. But then there's also a snowball effect as well, where you could have family members and you can put them on to some of the lessons or some of the lessons on YouTube. All right. It's just TikTok that's, you know, going towards a ban. The UK and other countries are going to follow suit also, which means TikTok won't be used as an avenue to post lessons or shorts or whatever, how it works. I don't use TikTok, never used it, don't really gravitate towards that or Instagram, So there's various jakes out there that gravitate towards TikTok, or they gravitate towards Facebook, or they gravitate towards Twitter, whatever they like to do to get whatever they like to learn about, etc. Me, it's always been YouTube. So you know so that time is coming where the famine of the word is going to come. But also with the famine of the word is also going to be the famine of bread. Okay, food, goodies, liquor, drugs, nice clothes, going out and about, partying, all the women that say they don't need a man, it's going to affect you too. All right. And a lot of you jakes out there, I've seen a couple of you jakes, a couple of you fruity mofos, crying like women, talking like a woman, and they're saying, "Oh, this was my way out," and and now you're crying that you can't make money no more. It's going to get worse. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, you think that your life is good at the moment. Haven't you been noticing around you? Haven't you been circumspect that this world is falling apart? It's like a wall, a plastered wall, and cracks keep showing up and crumbling off, but you keep replastering it. It doesn't matter how many coats you put on it, it's gonna fall. Okay? The cards are being pulled off this house of cards. All right? Isn't there like a White House or some kind of a political presidential program in America called the House of Cards? Well, this is a house of cards. It's gonna fall. All right? Let's go to what they're saying here, right? This dude's saying. 16 minutes and 67. By the way, fair use, okay? Copyright 1976.
All those things are gone. Starting in Altadena, California.
The story will continue in a moment.
Oh yeah, and then the thing with California as well. All the homes, to live and die in LA. Well, a lot of you are dying in LA now. All right? Okay, a lot of you like low riding and cruising around, low lows and all that kind of stuff. Your donks, your souped up cars, all of you blacks and Hispanics out there, you Jakes, you Gadites too. Won't be able to do that no more. You won't drive them wacky ass Nissan electric cars. Like most of them cabbies up there, the taxi drivers here and and over there. Because they're gonna make one they want to go towards those 15-minute cities. There's Jake there just crying about the LA fires or the West Coast fires or whatever. Washington, the 170 million TikTok users in the US were in for a rude awakening late Saturday night when the enormously popular video sharing app became inaccessible because of a law passed by bipartisan majority in Congress last year. What the hell's a... Let's find out what the meaning of that is. One second. Involving the agreement or cooperation of two political parties that usually oppose each other's policies. The Reds and the Blues, they're opposing each other's policies, but they come together for a mutual consensus. Kind of like Psalms 83, come together, to cut us off from being a nation. And this way, I guess they're coming together again to sort of spread, to stop spreading the truth. But this is all part of prophecy because a famine of the word is going to come. As they say, you better get it while it's hot. But right now, it's going to be to the point where you won't be able to get it. All right. I'm going to go into a couple of scriptures after this. 1 second. TikTok voluntarily shut down service to its users ahead of Sunday's ban. Users in the US who opened the app were greeted with a message with a headline: "Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now." It's like a lot of you jakes out there that are into the porn sites and that you won't be, You had what's his name, Trick Daddy, moaning about he can't get onto Pornhub. You know, I thought you rappers get coochie left, right, and center. Why do you want to view it for, man? I thought you get women left, right, and center. Why don't you just record yourself and your woman and keep it for your own, what's it called, own entertainment? Don't put it online or nothing like this. Some of these weirdos out there. Anyway, a law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. The message reads, unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. And what is the date today? It's 19th, isn't it? Well, let's see. I believe the inauguration is tomorrow. Let's see what happens after Monday the 20th. Abaratasa, this thing speeds up even more for the greater good of the elect, whoever they are, across the four corners of the earth. Fuck Esau and his faggot ass kingdom. TikTok was also no longer available in the Apple or Google Play stores. CBS News has reached out to TikTok for comment. Lawmakers and US officials have sounded the alarm for years about the supposed risks that TikTok's ties to China pose to national security. And Congress moved last year to force TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell its stake in the app or be cut off from the US market. The law gave the company a deadline of January the 19th, one day before a new president would take office. You know, inquisitive minds think, right? I mean, this is all, I think they're trying to ban it. What their excuse is that, because of Chinese spies and all that kind of shit. Basically, collectively, there's obviously in fighting, but collectively, the powers that be, wherever they are, scattered to the four corners of the earth, because these gooks know who's coming to power next. They know them, the children of Israel, the elect, under spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will be ruling next. Yahushai heading, of course, His Majesty. They know this, hence the reason why they're coming collectively together, just like Psalms 83, to sort of like tying shoestrings together or whatever. They're coming together to the way you put shoestrings together. They're trying to come together, trying to put a lasso or a shoestrings around the planet. Because they want to sort of like get their new world order going. With no sign of a sale in sight, TikTok's last-ditch legal challenge failed on Friday when the Supreme Court said the law does not violate the First Amendment. All right. Let's see how much I've got to read. Why did Congress want to ban TikTok? Biden White House said it will leave enforcement of the law to the incoming Trump administration, and President-elect Donald Trump has vowed to save the app. Okay, Trump's trying to get the extension, which is 90-day. Okay, he said he'll probably announce it tomorrow if they do a 90-day. I'm just summarizing everything as I scan through it. Statement provided. A whole lot of gibberish there. So basically, ultimately, so Trump's trying to get a 90-day extension now. Let's go to why they banned it. National security, as mentioned. US officials have repeatedly warned that TikTok threatens national security because the Chinese government could use it as a vehicle to spy on Americans or covertly influence the US public by amplifying or suppressing certain content. Yeah, man, these gooks are funny kind of people. There's a whole load of them, man. Because I've got family members living in all over different parts of the world, and they've been saying, man, these Chinese people are coming everywhere. Parts of East Africa, the UK, America, Canada. You hear it through the grapevine as you hear conversations. Always mentioned to you. You see videos online, and these gooks are going everywhere. You see Benjamin complaining about them. The Chinese man, As the House took up the divest or ban law in April 2024, Republican Michael McCall, a Texas Republican, compared it to a spy balloon in Americans' phones. All right, they ultimately want to ban it because of security. President Trump wants to get a 90-day extension if, as and when he takes place officially in the office tomorrow. Okay, right. So that's ultimately going to affect what? No, that's not. What was the scripture I've got already? Didn't I have it ready? Famine of the word scripture. Just had it lined up ready. Amos 8 and 12. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, which is coming also, by the way, right behind this, or at the same time. It's already happening in various parts. But of hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Shai. And that's going to come. That's why a lot of, our prophets' channels are being shadow banned. I can just about find sometimes GMS San Fran, the brothers in the Bay Area, because they go hard, just like the rest of the brothers do. Or like Elder Manati Zakbar, of GMS South Carolina. Sometimes it's hard to find his vid. But Abaratazar, I've been finding it recently. The Lord's been, guiding my steps where I can find it and be edified by listening to the Elder in the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Or find the apostles. Back in the day, months ago, I couldn't even find the apostles. Now, Brakti Yahweh Hashem Shai, I can find the apostles. Subscribed. And these damn devils go on your YouTube, what you subscribe to, and they unsubscribe you. And then they subscribe you to some weird ass channels. That's what the Esau been doing. Okay, the famine of the bread is gonna come as well. Don't worry. There's gonna be cannibalism. Hence the reason why they show you in all these movies. I just recently watched the movie The Road again. All right. Oh, that shit's gonna come. All right. A lot of you jakes like to throw food away. You're gonna regret chucking that cake away. All right. You're gonna regret chucking the rice, which was okay for another 2 more days to keep, but you thought, oh, it's getting a little stale. You threw it away. You're gonna regret it. All right, you better pray to the Lord and be thankful that you got something to eat, and pray to the Lord that you don't go through these things. You got to be praying the name. For the Lord's will, you'll be protected. All right, so behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Shai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north, even to the east. They shall run to and fro and seek the word of the Lord Yahweh Shai, and shall not find it. A lot of you jakes are scoffing, smoking blunts in the background, saying, "Oh, look at these ninjas! Look at them! 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 Oh, look at their funny clothes and everything." But you knew deep down in your spirit, these guys are making sense. But to you, you thought America was not going to go down. You had that really good job. You had that fine woman. You had 2 or 3 women or whatever. You had one car to roll around in for practical use. Then you had your fly, gangster mobile. You know what I mean? Gangster lean. Elbow out the window, shades on top of your forehead like a cholo, rolling down the street, bumping them 15s in the boot, Saturday afternoon, sun shining, birds tweeting and that, going to pick up your lady, she's all, looking fine and, fine like wine or whatever, right? That's all going to go out the window because you know why? Because you just thought, deep down, you don't want this world to end because everything was going well for you. Even if everything is going well for you, you should think to yourself, man, we're still in hell. But that doesn't compute in your head. Why? Because you're monged out. You're monged out on all that weed you smoke. And most of your jakes are, that's the spirit. I said most of you jokes. Most of you jakes are jokes. You're monged out on the gear, some kind of drug. They even showed footage of 50 Cent from like 15 years ago snorting lines of cocaine in some rap concert in Croatia. All of you jakes are drug addicts. All of you. Okay? I'm not saying, there's nothing wrong with having a drink, having marijuana in tea form or in food if you've got a backache or a neck ache or whatever, in a herbal format. Okay, but you guys just go, do lally with everything. You go OTT with everything. And you guys are making fun of the men of the Lord. It's back to the fact of the matter. You're making fun of the men of the Lord, kicking back, in your house shoes, But you knew it made sense. But that day is going to come where you're going to be looking for them. Oh, yeah, where were they posted? Oh, yeah, the elder bishops. They were in some beautiful park in Connecticut. You know what I mean? Underneath what was it? What do you call them? A podium, not paid. Under some kind of canopy. Yeah, some kind of canopy with picnic benches, whatever you call them. You know? Oh, where are the apostles? They're on this specific street in New York or whatever. You know, oh, where's the elder in South Carolina? Yeah, he's opposite. I know where he is. The big sign. The sign would be, I don't know where he exactly is, but it's a huge big wheel. Or what do you call it? Like a big wheel? Yeah, there's a fun fair right near it, and there's a beach opposite. Let's go there. But the elder ain't going to be there because the elder is going to, the prophets are going to be under, pursuant to Psalms 34 verse 7, under the protection of the angels. The angels are encamped around about the elders and the prophets and the elect, paraphrasing scripture. They'll be on the move. They'll be like pilgrims upon the earth, moving from place to place, defeating the enemy spiritually, physically, mentally, right? Up until the Lord Yahushua returns and they're beamed up into the chariots. Then they come down from the chariots like a bride adorned for her husband with them new spiritual bodies, all elect supermen. All right, you guys are going to regret it. And a lot of you guys are going to regret it because it's in your lot to regret it. Okay? You are part of the 2/3. Okay? There's the elect and there's the non-elect. Okay? That's what time it is. That's what time we're living in. All right? I even watched a video yesterday. I was watching some videos yesterday about, various people that have had dreams of, they call him Messiah Jesus. We call him Hamashiach Yahushua, which is the real name in Hebrew, in the Paleo Hebrew. He was not called no fucking Jesus, okay? Or Christ at that time. He didn't look like no damn devil either. And this one cracker said, oh yeah, I had a dream and I saw a red moon. He didn't see himself get saved. He was a devil more than likely. He saw a red moon. Basically, the Lord did say he's going to send visions and dreams onto the heathen too. As well as, all men and women and children. A lot of them are having visions and dreams about their demise. And when the cracker goes, he might return in 10 years. If he's going to return in 10 years, we've got to think like he's going to return tomorrow. The Lord ain't, listen, if the Lord is going to return in 10 years, then all flesh, will be destroyed. I believe, if the Lord, listen, the Lord's going to return when the Lord's going to return. But with what time it is and, at what, in the political upheavals and the physical upheavals of the world and pursuant to prophecy, the Lord is around the corner. No more 10 fucking years in this kingdom. 10 more years? You serious? Look how fucked every city is. Shit on the street. Bins are being removed. Public amenities are being removed. It's just looking dystopian already. 10 more years, we'll be effed. The Lord said he's going to speed up the time for the elect's sake. All right? For the elect. And we can feel the time being sped up, whoever the elect are. All right? Let's go that one. Numbers 23 and 19. And the Lord said he's going to come. The Lord said he's going to speed up the time. The Lord said he's going to destroy his kingdom. The Lord said, Yahweh Shemeshai said, he means what he says what he means. All right? The Lord ain't going to, just stew and just keep pounding on the heads with a spiritual hammer, the elect, for just keep banging them out, with a hammer on the head, so they just get completely destroyed into powder. Okay, this world is being sped up. The Lord Yahweh Shemeshai is going to return for the elect's sake because the Lord promised that. The Most High Yahweh promised that. Okay? Numbers 23:19. God, the Most High, is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man, his Majesty Yahushai, that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? The Lord said it. The Lord said he's going to speed up the time for the elect's sake, and it's happening. Or hath he spoken, shall he not make it good? All right? The Lord means what he says and says what he means, all right? There ain't no half-hearted or ifs or with the Yahweh Shemeshai. It's going to come in hardcore. All right? Hardcore. Okay? And we can see the dismantling of this society. All right? Dismantling of this whole place. Okay, here's a perfect example. Yes, in January 2025, BP, British Petroleum, announced plans to cut 4,700 employees and 3,000 contractor positions as part of a cost-cutting initiative. This amounts to more than 5% of the company's global workforce. Okay? That's damn near, yeah, that's a huge number. Very huge number. That's that damn near 20% uh, as a whole, okay, on a national scale. Sorry, on an international scale. Slaki, what am I talking about? 5%. 5%. I don't know where that's got 20 from. Slaki for that. Let me Google British. It is British Petroleum, isn't it? British Petroleum cuts jobs. Yeah, 5%. 4,000. Yeah, it's British Petroleum. Correct. The job cuts are part of BP's efforts to reduce costs and regain investor confidence. CEO Murray Auchincloss said the company is focusing resources on our highest value opportunities. BP has also stopped or paused 30 projects since June 2024 to focus on the most profitable ones. Okay? And a lot of these high level positions, CEOs and marketing directors and heads of sales or whatever, they're giving these jobs to a lot of women, especially Israelite women or women in general, or to these individuals that it would have taken them maybe another 4 or 5 years to get to, depending on how much ass kissing they do, right? How much work they put in. They got it pretty much straight away. Reason being, a lot of these people that are at the top, right? They know because they're all part of covens and little. They got their own little societies or whatever. They're all talking to one another, and messages are being passed down to do X, Y, and Z, because a lot of them are going to parts of the world where the nukes are not going to hit, where they'll have some kind of, even if someone makes, let's just say, let's just say if you're a CEO of a major firm, you make, I don't know, £4 million a year, which is about $6 million, I believe. And with commissions and bonuses, you maybe earn another 2 million, 3 million top of that. And you make maybe £7 to £8 million a year, which is about $9-10 million. You can still get yourself a decent bunker. You're not going to have it as good as the elites, but you get some kind of protection, some kind of armory, some kind of also firing power as well. So a part of the world where guns are legal, or at least you can get a hold of guns and things of that nature, maybe even security, or just protect you and your family. So a lot of these individuals are going. That's why a lot of these Hollywood stars that have had their houses burned down, obviously we know by the DEW, D-E-W, you Google that yourself. Okay, direct energy, you know what, right? They have homes in the south of France, parts of Europe, New Zealand, maybe even South Africa and or places like that. Okay, and they've gone to these open spaces where they can make bunkers. BP has also stopped or paused 30 projects since June 2024 to focus on the most profitable ones. The company is also digitizing its operations, including using artificial intelligence engineering and marketing. There you go. A lot of you tech heads that love this, oh, we're in a better time. Oh, yeah. You look at technology. Look what we can do. I can have a car that can drive me around. I can get pissed and high and drunk and have a car drive me around while I sleep in the back seat. A lot of you motherfuckers have done that. The cops still arrested you and done you in. A lot of you motherfuckers got burnt up in your cars. A lot of you motherfuckers, the cars exploded, while you were in it, because of this so-called artificial intelligence, which is demonic. They may create the intelligence. You think these elites or these powers that be don't do demonic prayers over these things and put some kind of demonic energy within the artificial intelligence, and then it takes over. Okay, this is spiritual. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely doing their thing, and artificial intelligence is going to take over. So a lot of you tech heads, to your demise, you're going to lose your jobs. All right, all you solution architects and all you guys that are on the techie side, you're going to lose your engineering jobs. Okay, it'll be machinery doing it, artificial intelligence doing it. All right, they're going to save an arm and a leg, literally. They are saving arms. Well, actually, no, they are going to save arms and legs. All right, which is the company's, financial arms and legs. They're going to save that. Okay, by not having human arms and legs operating the place. Okay, and this is going to be a downward spiral, which means less disposable income, which means more stores and shops closing, which means more drug use, more depression, more Edomites throwing themselves out the window, as well as other nations, right? It's always a downward spiral and a trickling effect, okay? Which means more people in coffee shops during the day while they've got a few quid to buy a few expensive coffees and commiserate and talk amongst themselves, walking up and down the high street, trying to find a job, trying to find a way to sort of drown their sorrows until they get something secured in terms of employment. All right? And British Petroleum is a major player. These guys have all the gas stations. All right? I don't know about the States and all that, but this is definitely, I mean, they're everywhere pretty much. They've got their hands in everything. Yeah? To reduce costs. How they say reducing costs? The AI technology, doesn't it cost a little bit more? I guess it's a one-off cost just to set it up, and then to maintain it, they'll keep like one sort of meathead there, and sort of like get him to sort of like man all these AI technologies or whatever. So if they're going to get rid of, say, in a specific department, 50 people, they'll give a pay rise to 3 people, double their salary, say, okay, you guys can stay on, you guys are more senior, pretty much X, Y, and Z. This is what you got to do in your job to keep it and to man the technology. So if anything happens to it, you can take care of it. They always keep a couple of humans just to sort of like babysit the technology. So, there'll be a couple of people kept behind. Like as mentioned, it's going to be a trickling effect. Hence the reason here in the UK, from a UK perspective, major stores are closing in 2025. I was just Googling what stores are closing. All right. And it's just tons. Because remember, the UK is a very small island. You can fit into Texas 5 times. So even if 4 or 5 major stores shut, it's a huge effect on a town or area or part of London. All right. Shutters down. Full list of shops closing down so far in 2025 revealed, including Co-op and WH Smith. Now, WH Smith is like a post office combined with, like, you can get your, stationery if you're at college or you're a student or, whatever, coloring in books for children, and your pens and pencils, your candy, what else? Your filing, what do you call them? The files. You can like clipboards and all that shit. You can buy from there. They're shutting down. Co-op is just like your regular sort of supermarket, with the kind of like a Lidl, because we have a Lidl over here, and I know you guys have Lidls over there in America. Kind of like a Lidl, but with more not Eastern European foods and services and chocolates. It's or super or bread and all that. It's more like from a British or American perspective in terms of the food and the drink that's in there. Because in the Lidl, they have all the liquor that's basically all Eastern European. They don't have no Bacardi or Ciroc in there or whatever. They just have like some Russian or Polish crap, wherever that stuff is from Eastern Europe or wherever the Lidl is. I believe it's Dutch or something. Let me just find out where Lidl is from, since I'm saying it. Where is Lidl from? Germany, yeah, Germany. It has been a tough few years for high streets across the UK, with many retailers pulling the shutters down on sites, and more likely to follow in 2025. Shoppers have faced a swath of closures on their local high streets in recent years, as many favorite chains have closed branches. All right. High street is like a strip, full of shops and malls or whatever. You have some malls still open, but they're like being placed in certain areas where the bulk of people go to those malls to shop. But your local areas are still being diminished and destroyed, in every single way. It's like a dystopian. Trash everywhere, homeless people, crackheads in alleyways, smoking, whatever, The high street is facing further store closures in 2025. Let's see. High street shops have seen lower footfall. All right. and less money landing in the tills as a result of the cost of living crisis. Yeah, people trying to save every penny, less disposable income. People aren't working. People are losing jobs, even your high-paid jobs like in British Petroleum, as well as these stores closing that I'm mentioning. It's like, your mother's working part time, your students working, those that are sort of unskilled working full time. They're in these jobs, be it in a warehouse as a forklift driver or whatever, shelf stockers, night shift, day shift. They're all going to lose their jobs, which means a further hit on the economy in terms of disposable income for pubs. Pubs are closing. Going to clubs. Clubs are closing. Gyms are going to close, or they're going to lower their prices so people can still go. You know, um, what else? Basically a snowball effect on everything. You know, hence the reason why you go to the cinema. The last time I went to the cinema when it was completely packed was 2014. I believe I went to watch London or Olympus Has Fallen, one of those movies, with a guy from 300. What's that Edomite's name? The Scottish guy, whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about. London Has Fallen. I think I went to watch that one, 2014. It was packed. Since then, I've gone there a few times. I went to watch Black Adam. Uh, watched other couple of movies. There's hardly anybody there, right? It's just me and my son, and maybe one old Edomite lady was there in a hall full of empty seats. Nobody goes to the cinema no more. So everything, all these lower level jobs to your top end jobs to your lower level jobs, everything is shutting down. All right. So it's a snowball effect. People have naturally cut back on retail therapy as they have found they have less cash in their back pockets. All right. Even though all this is happening, right, you can see a lot of Jake still doing well. It's like the Esau. It's really hitting Esau and the heathens, to be honest with you. It's affecting Jake too, but Jake, for the most part, see, Jake's been going through hell, so Jake always finds a way to hustle legally, of course. And the Lord puts us, the Lord could put a spirit on a company boss to like fire 3 Edomites and hire 2 Jakes. That happens as well. The Lord can do many things, man. And plus Jake lives in a way where they're not like, we got to have our own room, our own, man's den or whatever, a man cave or whatever. Say, fuck the man cave. We can make that into for 2 people to sleep. We can share a home. Let's live together. Let's concrete the front garden, and let's make that into a driveway so we can park up our vehicles, so we don't have to pay, those costs to purchase a spot, because what they're doing in the UK is they're like, I forget the term. It's like they put like they put their like yellow lines and white lines everywhere where you can't park on the street no more, and you've got to buy like I don't know. I think it's like a certain amount you've got to pay every year for vehicles to park on the street. Back in the 80s and 90s, it'd be free. You can park anywhere. Nowadays, you can't park anywhere. So a lot of people are just paving their driveways or paving their front gardens, knocking down the walls, and so people can park off the road, so it doesn't cost them anything. People are living together. People are making bedrooms in their loft, which will be like an equivalent of the basement, but like it'd be in the ceiling. Make an extra bedroom there, so people are sort of cramming together. And Jake's been doing that, and a lot of Nigerian Jakes do that actually, and Israel foreigners. They live together, and they pool their money together, and they can still have some kind of so-called comfortable-ish living and have nice things because they live together. They're not like so picky, like say, I've got to have my own room, and as long as you're sharing, got a roof over your head and it's clean and looks nice, people make do. Especially Jake. Esau, man, Esau got to have like. You know how Esau is. People have a naturally cut back on retail therapy as they have found they have less cash in their back pockets. The decline in spending, along with high rents and costs, have already forced many chains to pursue restructuring plans and close locations. Figures from the Centre Retail Research revealed almost 10,500 UK shops closed for the final time in 2023. And that's a lot of MFing shops. 10,500. The UK is small. As mentioned, you can fit the UK in Texas 5 damn times. All right. The 12-month period also saw more than 119,000 jobs lost across the sector. All right. Let's go here. According to the centre's data, 2024 had already seen 8,543 stores closed by mid-November, and more than 130,000 retail jobs lost. And several retailers have warned that October's budget, which saw employer national insurance contributions increase, will lead them to increase prices and possibly reduce their outlet count. The start of 2025 will be no different, with WH Smith, okay, Monkey, and Millets all planning closures. All right, all different types of stores, like clothes shops and kind of equivalent of like your dollar stores. We call them pound stores here in the UK. You know, uh, WH Smith, Monkey, the Entertainer. Okay, the Entertainer, the Co-op, Millets, Home Base. Like a DIY places. There's a couple more as well. One second. Where is it? Where is it? I had another one here as well somewhere. Okay, look at it. And check out America. We even got Greg's shutting down here as well. And Greg's is a bakery place which makes great sandwiches. Your well, I think you call them hot pockets in America. We call them pasties over here, which is like a chicken bake with like pastry with chicken in it, cheese and onion or whatever. Your baguettes, your sandwiches, your tuna fish, your chicken with mayonnaise. Greg's, a great bakery. Probably the only decent. It's definitely better than American bakeries, that's for sure. That's going to close down here as well, and that hosts a whole lot of jobs. It's a great place for a youngster to start and sort of like do an apprenticeship. Learn how to bake and cook, and then maybe work his way up to a managerial level and beyond. But now that place is going. Let me see. Let's Google it, actually. Greg's the baker shutting down. Yeah. The Bargain Bakery has confirmed it will draw its shutters for the last time within weeks. It comes after a beloved Greg's in Coventry announced it will be closing to the public on January the 4th. The Falls Hill staff placed a sign on the window which read, "Sorry, we are closing on January the 4th." Bakery giant with over 2,500 branches across the UK to shut down. There you go. This is 14 hours ago on the Sun. 2,500 branches. As mentioned, the UK is a very small island. Let's go to the other side of the pond. Macy's. All right, closing several of their underperforming department stores, and Macy's is huge in America, man. The Macy's parade and all the movies and shit. What else? Big Frog. Construction companies that couldn't survive in 2025. Let's see who they're called. Any major names? Sheen Lane, Connect Modular, Asheville Aggregates and Concrete, Clark Bond. Yeah, man, it's affecting everything. All right, let's just go to the scriptures now. I think I've talked enough. Let's go to Isaiah 24:8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth. Now, I googled what tabrets was. Where does it say? Definition of tabret. In the Bible, a tabret is a small drum or tambourine that was a primary percussion instrument for the ancient Israelites. It was also known as a timbrel, and the Hebrew word for it was toph. Right? Let's get rid of this TikTok stuff. So the mirth of tabrets, okay, tambourines or like a drum, ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. All right. No more hot girl summer. No more, partying in the street. No more bumping and cruising in your car. Jake still does that, but you know what I mean. Overall, nobody's going to be doing that on a huge scale. No more whistling like Esau does, while doing his gardening. with the radio playing. All that's ending. These motherfuckers are all depressed. They've got their heads down. You can see they've got a sickly look on their face. That pride is being knocked off Esau's face. Some of them are still proud, right? But you can see a lot of them are feeling it. A lot of them are feeling it. Especially a lot of these crackers that live in areas that were once Edomite dominated, in the last 30 years have transformed into a whole lot of different nations of brown people in their in their area, and they're the only ones there. And you can see when they walk through the town, they're not happy, and sometimes they look at you in a funny way. But when you look right into deep in their eyes, they sort of put their head down. Sometimes they don't want it. They don't want to take in that direction. Anyway. The mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. All right? They shall not drink wine with a song. The drink's not the same no more. It doesn't enhance with the music no more for these people. Okay, they drink it, and they drink it in sorrow, and it still doesn't do no effect for them. They still cry. All right? And all the, as they say, the mirth of the land is gone, but also, the daughters of music shall be brought low. Music is crap, entertainment is crap, and the Lord has destroyed Hollywood. That glamour, that glitz, the Malibu beach, the sunshine. Pam Anderson with her fine ass in the early 90s, bouncing them boobies across the beach, running Yasmin Bleeth with her fine ass. All them fine-looking Baywatch women that we once, still desire, actually, if they still look the same. But you know what I mean. If you're a young man in the early 90s, you know what I'm talking about, watching Baywatch. All that is gone. The mirth, the glitz and glamour of California living, California sunshine, all that Beach Boys shit is gone, as Benjamin would say. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut down, that no man may come in. All right? And that's also on a personal level. Families don't visit each other no more. In the 80s and 90s, it'd be each other's houses and, so-and-so's doing a barbecue, let's go. Or stay the night, we'll have breakfast together in the morning, then you lot can go. All that kind of shit's over. Nobody does that no more. Verse 11, and also the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Okay, that's literal. If you walk around these streets, people have it's like, have you seen Back to the Future 2? When Marty goes through that alternate 1985 and all the windows are barred up and shit, it's like that now. And Biff was like Trump, wasn't he? And he was running the show. And tomorrow he gets into office. Lord willing, let's see things get amplified. Verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. The fun of the land is gone. The joy of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Verse 13, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord, Yahweh Shemeshai. They shall cry aloud from the sea. Okay? So the elect, they're going to be happy. The elect are happy because at the end of the day, the demise of this world, this society, is the upliftment of Yahweh Shemeshai, his word, right? The true image of our Lord, the Most High and our King, as well as the elect being happy that our time is coming, Let's go to Haggai 1 and 6. For a lot of you, because we talked about the lack of money. Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. A lot of you Jakes were crying that, TikTok was like your supplemental income. You did the Uber and all that kind of Uber Eats or whatever. That still wasn't doing it. Now you've only got Uber Eats left, and that's not really paying them bills. And TikTok has been taken away. So your way of making that incremental or extra income is gone. All right. So your 2-3 jobs, out of your 2-3 jobs that you had, your 2-3 hustles, you've only got one left. Haggai 1 and 6, ye have sown much and bring in little, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Literally, because in cost of living, increase of everything else, and the weakening of the dollar and the pound, the euro, etc., etc. So therefore, whatever you're earning, you got to make a choice. Shall I put fuel in my car or shall I buy bread? Or shall I pay the telephone bill? It's like that now. You got to prioritize which one needs to be sorted out first. You got to phone up family members, friends to borrow. The ones that are still working, have good jobs, have a consistent income. It's you. A lot of you Edomites and Jake are feeling it. All right, and it's going to lead to the bum rushing and attack of people in the street, because as the scriptures say, the love of many shall wax cold. How do you know if someone is actually so-called a friend or a relative or a neighbor is cool with you? Everyone's cool with you when things are well. How is everybody with you when things are bad? That's why the love of many is waxing cold. People are losing their wits' end. People are impatient. They're quick to snap, and a lot of these motherfuckers are vaccinated too, right? Second Esdras 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's what's going to happen. We got Jacob's trouble around the corner too. Okay, got Jacob's trouble coming up. For there shall be sedition among men. A lot of men coming together talking because they've got a lot of time now. A lot of them have been done wrong or whatever. They feel that they've been done wrong with their jobs, their pensions, being let go, AI taking over. All right, and they're going to come together and they're going to blame somebody. And what they're doing right now, what's Esau doing right now? Usual suspect. Every time some Jake does something, or some actor Jake that they use to do something, or all these brown faces that they use to storm Gucci stores and sports shops and malls and shit, to these flash robberies or whatever, they all set up. Okay, okay, it's always usual suspect. And then when an Edomite does it, you don't see one Jake say anything. All right, there's always an excuse for the white motherfucking cracker that does it. All right. So a lot of these Edomites and even other nations are going to come together. Even Jake's going to get down too and come together, and they're all commiserating and talking with each other, which is sedition, talking against the powers that be, and they're going to start planning shit to sustain themselves and their families, to sustain their families and themselves. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They don't care about their MPs, their politicians, their presidents no more. That time's going to come when they find out actually Trump is not for them. And they're already finding out in the UK that the UK Prime Minister is not for them. A lot of these crackers are pissed off with the so-called foreigners that are coming in. And you got these British and American sort of channels on YouTube that are set up and designed by the powers that be to emphasize, oh, look at these foreigners, or look at these illegal immigrants. When the so-called white man is an illegal immigrant wherever that motherfucker goes, that thief. The whole world is in turmoil because of you, your forefathers, your thieving, murderous forefathers. You destroy the lands these people come from, then you wonder why they come to your land. And then on top of that, you guys are setting up these flash robberies and these criminal acts on camera. And for some reason, there's always a motherfucker there with a mobile phone to record it, right? Like he's a professional cameraman getting every angle. Yeah, so it's all set up. All set up. I'm not saying that people don't literally do it and it's not being recorded for real, but a lot of it, if you look at it, is set up. All right? To cause what? That race war. 2nd Esdras 15, Jacob's trouble, etc., etc. All right? People just snap. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You can't buy food, and your baby's crying, your wife is moaning. What's going to happen? People are going to snap. They're going to say, fuck this. Okay? The powers that be are taken away from me. I'm going to take away from other people that have it. And people are going to come together and start doing that. It's going to get to that point. And people are already doing it, storming people's houses and stuff. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun and from the south and from the east and Libanus to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I think it's up to 19. The point made. So yeah, as you can see, Second Ezra 6 verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The world is not going to end. There's going to be a changing of gods, a changing of rulership, and this will be the final time that we are living in the final chapter of a heathen nation ruling over the Israelites. No heathen nation, not the so-called white man or any other heathen nation, a non-Israelite nation, will rule over us Israelites ever again. This is it. Our punishment is almost up, but we just have to get through the straight gate. We are almost, several hundred feet away. We're almost at the finishing line. We'll hold on tight and keep going, because things are going to get more hardcore out here. But a lot of us are being purified and going through the ringer, so to speak, right now. So the Lord is priming us and getting us ready for what's to come. Abaratazah, may the elect, whoever they are, across the four corners of the earth, be blessed, and their families also. All praises, honor, glory, and blessings and power be unto Abanoah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Mawatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yashwala, and Shalom.